Hey guys, I'm Cameron. I just read comics. I love them. Welcome back to an episode of Cameron Reads Comics. On today's episode, I'm talking about Daredevil, A Cold Day in Hell. I just finished this story. It's written by Charles Soule with art by Steve McNiven, collecting issues number 1 through 3 of Daredevil, A Cold Day in Hell. A pretty gnarly story. When it was announced at San Diego Comic-Con over a year ago, I believe 2024, I knew I needed to pick it up. It is an Elseworlds tale, I'd say, very in the same vein of Avengers Twilight or Dark Knight Returns, for the DC comparisons. Dystopian future, old man Daredevil needs to come back and fight for the future. So you don't need to know much. It's also like an homage to Daredevil history. Specifically, I picked this book up because of Steve McNiven's art. I don't remember the last time he was doing interiors, and I follow him voraciously. His commissions and his sketches are absolutely nuts. One of the best artists working right now, in my opinion, and we just never get him on interiors. After I read the first issue, it actually they had an explanation just saying that this story, I believe, is closer to the brainchild of Steve McNiven than it is Charles Soule. Kind of like Kingdom Come, where, oh my gosh, a lot of old man stories. Kingdom Come is an older Superman looking back on the DC universe that was more Alex Ross's baby than it was Mark Waid's. Charles Soule and Steve McNiven, I think Charles came on to help Steve's vision get realized, but the entire first issue was also penciled, inked, colored by Steve McNiven. So he's the one, I think, tonally, who really brought this book to what it was. And Charles Soule, acclaimed Daredevil writer, came back to write this story of the end of Daredevil. Getting into the story, we have an old man Daredevil living in a kind of like a post-apocalyptic New York City. He is losing his powers. They're coming in and out with age that, the radar sense isn't working as much as it was, and so he's just an elderly blind man. What happens, though, is a bomb goes off in New York City, and it's carrying the gas that made him Daredevil. The same kind of radioactive gas that there's a bomb that explodes, and it gives him his powers back. But he obviously is using those as soon as he gets them back to help with the chaos. And in the ensuing chaos, we find an older Captain America who is dying, protecting a girl named Tyra. Why are we protecting Tyra? She is a girl with superpowers. You find out that one of Daredevil's old nemesis are back looking for Tyra and trying to take their revenge. That guy is Bullseye. So you got an old man Bullseye who has the shakes, which is pretty gnarly when you think about it. He has every panel is his hands doing this, but he's still a threat. He's still Bullseye, but he's shaky hand Bullseye, so he's just a little less perfect in the same way that our Daredevil is a little less perfect as he's older. But you find out Bullseye's after Tyra, and that is where we're going to leave it. This is only a 3-issue series, so I'm not going to get too far deep into all the spoilers. That's a lot of issue number 1. But yeah, so Matt needs to don the cowl and stop Bullseye from doing this terrible thing, and that's what the story's about. So going into the art, Steve McNiven's art is absolutely incredible. It's just gorgeous. Every page, every layout. He's just a master of the craft, and just makes me think what a shame it is that we don't have him on more titles, And this style is exponentially different than his probably most famous Civil War book that he did. Those lines were so much more polished, and these ones are so much more gritty. Just look at Daredevil's costume. Look at that. He is just so gnarly. He's all tore up, and it's not that he couldn't do that in Civil War, but stylistically it's so different, coming from the same artist. So I love it. I love his color palette. I love his details. The way that he inks is incredible to me. I'm just it's just so polished. I think him and Gary Frank. I don't know if Gary Frank does his own inks all the time, but on commissions and stuff, and the way that his artwork is coming out now, Steve McNiven is just on par, and I'm obsessed with how they do it because every perfect detail is inked to perfection. Yeah, he does some great redesigns of classic costumes. Bullseye's look is really interesting, and there's an appearance of a certain love interest of Matt. I'm not going to spoil who that is, but I hope you can assume. And she looks incredible. There's a big splash page where she comes in and I'm like, oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. Overall, like, how did I like this book? I think the story-wise, it was all right, honestly. I think that the art is what carried it mostly. There was no world where I wasn't gonna get this book. I'd say it was like, it was all right story-wise. I will collect it. I liked the art. And Charles Soule didn't do a bad job. I actually really liked the ending of the last issue because some of the messaging that, and some of them, Matt, it's just Matt kind of identifying like, what was my purpose here? What did we, and it was via prayer. So he's, God, I think I know what my purpose was here. And you know, it felt rushed. 3 issues is not a lot for this story, and I kind of wanted to explore the world a little bit more, but I'll take what I can get. So it was good. I love Daredevil, so I was never not gonna, there's no world where I wasn't gonna read this, but I think I wanted more, but the art was incredible. I loved it, you know, it was fun. At no point did I like slip on reading it because I was like, oh, let me go hop on that. So, Daredevil Cold Day in Hell, I'll give it a 6.6 out of 10. Good story, good Elseworlds. Really glad to hop in and just check out this world. And like, I love Steve McNiven's art. I really like Charles Soule's Daredevil run. So, go read that if you like this. I've already reviewed it. So, anyways, my name's Cameron. I just read comics. I love them. I'll see you guys next time.